And here we go. Speaking of pre-bans, game number 1 of the finals.
The
KELIANBAO versus
finals.
SWB.
Here we go, going right in the pre-ban here. We're going to see what the pre-bans are going to be. This is going to already tell us a lot about the direction that these players want to take in this match. Obviously, both players are very capable of playing at very different speeds and styles. And we see two non-LD pre-bans here in the Sagar and the Ciara Seppi. What do you think about that?
Ooh, who would have thought, man? Like Ciara back in the pre-ban, it's beautiful to see. I really like it. I think they have studied each other well. They're trying to get each other out of the comfort zone. He doesn't want to let the Chandra Sagar, like you've talked about, so strong with the Velaju on one side. And now KELIANBAO has such a big box, brings on already two extremely aggressive units, the Han with a death break, multi-hit, lots of damage, and the Nikki with the attack buff, the multi-hit, lots of damage, and the healing and cleanse.
Absolutely, yeah. Pooh, locking out that Chandra, that comfort pick, and KELIANBAO responded with the LDs quite early, but I wonder if you're going to see more Dark Monsters coming out of KELIANBAO here. Actually, now he's probably going to swing into a lower speed here, as Pooh decides to bust out a Ragdoll, and indeed, KELIANBAO quickly picks in a Dominic and a Veronica to counter that slower style here.
Yeah, I kind of love the Dom pick. That's another surprise that I didn't expect. The Veronica, great into the Velajul, great into Chandra. The Ragdoll will be there and will make you cut, but he wants to reset if someone's cutting, so that makes sense. And now the Fire Bake, I don't care, man. I just want to see that unit in the game. It's been so much fun seeing it, but it kind of tells us that he doesn't want to deal with this Veronica, right? If you have a lot of cooldowns in there, you want to make sure that she doesn't get through.
Absolutely, yeah. Seeing that Fire Bake just put a smile on my face right away. But yeah, the Dominic, especially where paired with the Nikki, is still a very strong combination getting that attack buff. And obviously another Weapon Master from KELIANBAO too. In response to that Nana reviving monsters with low HP, Carlos can a lot of the time just finish them right off the bat and get, right his max stack on attack and then deal some devastating damage.
Yeah, Carlos is such a great counter to units that revive, right? Because whenever you kill, he gets attack bar, gets the turn, kills again. I don't know if he's gonna be super afraid of that. Oh, interesting. He opts for the ban on the Dom. I am still very scared of this Veronica. Let's say who takes turn 1, expecting to be this Veronica, and now without a Ragdoll on the table.
Yeah, the Ragdoll ban definitely makes sense from KELIANBAO's side here, but yeah, I'm not convinced on that Dominic ban there. It is threatening, but there are still two other snipe units on the board. So I think you needed to get rid of something that is, oh my goodness, 1 HP. And he cuts. But the units are losing from Veronica.
He needs a proc. He needs a proc right here. If he procs, he can bring the team back. He does. The Velajul gets the immunity, pushes back. Can he get a clutch stun?
No stun coming through, but can the Bayek get the Violent proc too? This would be absolutely insane if he managed to get this.
Oh, he does! He does, Topa. The skill 3 coming out. The huge heal. Rampage, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Death break, 1 HP once again. Everything is 1 HP on one side. On the other, he does have the damage to kill the Bake. Gains a second turn. Here comes the Carlos show. Can he kill again? Yes, sir. A third turn. Can he kill again? No.
Man, what a... Oh my god! What is going on in this game? Triple stun.
The Nana. Triple stun with the death break. This might brought him back into the game. Another proc from the Chandra. He will get the slows out. What an incredible comeback, Toba.
This is... I'm at a loss for words. What just happened? That was absolutely insane performance by that Nana there, as well as the Chandra getting the violent proc and just wow.
Speechless, man. I agree with you. Incredible. Do you think that the Vile proc from the Vela was key, definitely, but we saw the show from Carlos right after that, killing unit after unit, twice that Bake, and then going for the Vela, almost killing it. Do you think that the proc from the Vela, bringing it back, or the stuns and death break from the Nana were the decisive factor in that game.
I mean, I suppose I'd have to say the proc from the Bellatrix, right? That's what started it all. Without the Bellatrix proc, it would have been over. And needless to say, Pooh got a lot of good RNG there in that match. From the Bellatrix proc to the Bayek proc to the Nana triple stun to the Chandra Violent proc. But also interesting to note is that he was just tanky enough to survive an attack buffed Han skill 3 on that Bayek to put him in that position. And also funny to note is that the Carlos also lived with 1 HP there at the end. So very, very close match even with that RNG there, Seppi.
Yeah, I agree, man. The rune quality on these guys is incredible. That 1 HP survival, and also the other thing too that I think is really cool is the speed, right? You talked about that cut. Even though the unit didn't die with 1 HP, he was fast enough to cut in between even without the ragdoll, right? So that's super, super interesting. We disagreed with the Dom ban and he ended up winning it. Let's see if he can get that sweet RNG and a great pick and ban once again on game number 2 of KELIANBAO and Pooh.
Yeah, the players are taking their time here deciding on who to pre-ban this time, and we finally see the pre-bans coming out on the Water Twin Angels and that Veronica, Veronica did
I like the Veronica.
Yeah, Veronica did do some damage there last game, but I mean, ultimately, I guess, we can see the effect of the nerf from Veronica in the last match too, right? Previously, that reset would have been a 2-turn reset, and Pooh would not have had a chance to proc on the Bella Jewel immunity or proc on the Bayek in the skill 3, and it would have been completely over. So, we can see that little bit of a nerf to Veronica definitely playing a huge role in that last match. And now we see KELIANBAO taking the Chandra away. What do you think about that, Seppi?
I really like that. Taking Pooh out of his comfort zone, but Pooh does respond with the 2 other key meta picks on the Cigar and the Vela Jewel. The Vela Jewel super strong in here, but Gapsu, lots of sustain, and now a lot of volatility and damage with this beautiful cannon girl that I wish I had, but I got the wrong color. I got the light one.
Yeah, you mentioned about the Emily that you've been using her, but hopefully her dark sister comes to your summon hench here soon. But anyways, we see Pooh bringing back the Bayek again. 4 out of 4 matches in the Legend tournament. Fire Bayek making an appearance. This is very, very entertaining to watch for sure.
I'm loving that. It's such an interesting pick. I don't know about what do you think about the Sonya in this match? Is he just trying to remove this Nikki? Because Cigars are also very, very tanky generally.
Yeah, I mean, Sonya, it can only snipe 1 unit anyways, right? So as long as you have 1 target, it's somewhat of a valid pick. And, that Nikki is most likely not going to have enough defense or hit points to survive a Sonya. So I do like that pick, but Pooh also having a very nice Rika last pick here. Noticing that KELIANBAO does not have any immunity on his side, and Gapsu only cleanses 1 debuff each turn. So.
That's a lot of debuffs. It's been some time since we've seen a quick slap on a Rika last pick. Love to see it. The question right now is, does he remove some damage from the table? We have 2 very big sources of damage on KELIANBAO's side, and then on Pooh's side, there's 2 fire units that are very, very problematic.
Absolutely, yeah, and we do actually see the ban on the Sonya. Pooh does not want to lose his Nikki here first turn, and KELIANBAO, as expected, that Rika is getting banned, and we're looking at maybe a little bit longer of a match this time.
Yeah, very good point, because the unit that would remove someone super quickly is off. There's a lot of tankiness on KELIANBAO's side. Let's go into game number 2 of KELIANBAO and Pooh with a very fast Gapsu.
This game might actually not last all that long after all. This is KELIANBAO getting the jump once again with that speed limit. Look at this. Double violent proc. Probably doesn't even need it because that CR bomb was coming through, and even fought the CR bomb already. How is Cigar dead?
Yeah, I am shocked. Can this Yara deal a lot of damage to the Nikki? Yes, sir. Oh my God. 75% of the HP. And even with immunity, he'll need that big heal from the bake, the fire bake, to bring it back. I don't know if it's enough. I don't know if it's enough, Topa.
Yeah, this Bella is going to be doing so much damage,
Mhm.
especially with that Violent proc he got earlier. And Bayek does get the additional turn as well, but misses the defense break altogether on the Bella. Quite unfortunate there. Had he landed that defense break, that Bella probably would be down. And Pooh would
Oh,
maybe stand a chance here still.
100% agree. And very unlucky. This proc allows him to strip. Doesn't strip, but it's so much damage. She needs to make a choice right here. Do I go all in just for the damage, or do I try to survive with a heal? She goes for the heal. Dangerous choice, because a proc or some damage can just remove him from the field. Right now, if the Chandra hits and then a Ciara crit can take him out. Yes, sir. And it's a 4v2.
Doesn't even need the crits on the Sierra. I think I would have personally liked a skill 3 there. You have to look at it, you're healing the Nikki for about maybe 15,000 hit points, right? That's about 15,000 hit points you can tank for.
Yeah.
Had you used the skill 3, you probably damaged the entire opposing side about 10,000 minimum on each punch. So that's about 40,000 damage versus the 15,000 you healed. So I think skilled, and also you get attack buff on your team. So I think ultimately skill 3 would have been a bit more value. And also if you get the violent proc after, you get even a bigger heal on the skill 2. But who's choosing to go for that skill 2? And as we see, the Nikki still drops, but so does the CR here.
Very good point, Topa. I think that was one of those key kind of moments in the match that you have to make a choice, right? And he was already in the back foot, so he should have gone for that damage. Right now, the Firebake did its thing. It didn't land the death break, but game number 2 goes to KELIANBAO 1-1. The pressure's back. The champ got a win. Very consistent draft. Stole the Chandra away. What was your favorite thing about, this match?
I mean, my favorite thing just has to be the rune and artifact quality coming out of KELIANBAO. Cigar, insanely tanky monster, and just got deleted. Gapsu skill 2, skill 1, 2 turns on the Bella, and Cigar is just nowhere to be seen. And that is just incredible. Incredible.
I agree. I think both of us were like, oh, this is going to be a little bit of a longer game, and then it's like a lot of damage. This is an incredible, strong Bella as well, right? The additionals that monster should have, because she's also tanky. She took some punishment in the game and was still there. And that proc on turn 1, getting the cigar super, super low. Impressive.
Yeah, once again, I guess in the first game, Pooh had all the luck on his side, and I guess this time it swung a bit more towards KELIANBAO's favor, getting those double procs on turn 1, the Bayek missing the defense break, and all of that. So, maybe game 3 we might see something different. I doubt Pooh would want to run the first draft back, so I'm hoping we see something different, and maybe with a little bit more even RNG as well.
That's a very good point. I think game number 3 should bring some surprises. Veronica cannot be pre-banned. The Water Twin Angels will be back if who opts to pick them. But we've been seeing a lot of changes in the pick and ban. Let's see what will be the pre-ban on this game.
We're going back to the same pre-bans as game 1 here. Very interesting, Pooh, don't run it back.
Yeah, he'll need a little bit of luck to get the same result. First pick, probably the Chandra has been, taken away on both sides, but let's see if he opts for that. No, it is the Water Twin Angels. Interesting.
Yeah, not choosing to go out for the Chandra, I guess he wants to have a little bit more of a speed threat here, knowing that the CR is also out of the picture, right? By KELIANBAO now taking Oliver in place of that CR here. And also the Veronica, so definitely suited to fight at a very high speed here as well. Nope, opting to go for a Chandra instead.
That's what I was expecting earlier, but the double reset I think was very strong as well. It does open you for, some more bruiser comps that can outlast you. But now let's see if Pooh adapts. I also know that sometimes he likes to pick, that Tian Lang, also has the Achroma. Interesting units in here, but he opts for Smicer and Velajul. Once again, the response with the Bella and the Gapsu, or no? Oh, he does. Do you think the swapping in the orders maybe because they're exactly at the same speed and he's swapping the the speed tuning?
I was just thinking that myself. Like we saw
Oh, for
last
real?
time, the Gapsu was picked before the Bella, if I'm not mistaken, and the
Mhm.
Gapsu moved in front of the Bella. So
Yes.
it's gonna be interesting to see. Maybe the Bella moves first this time. But yeah, again, back to that Chandra pick here. I do favor that as well. Pooh doesn't typically fight super hard for speed, so I don't think you need that 33 lead from the Oliver. And I think in a turn 2 fight, the Chandra just provides more value. And Pooh also very nice response with the Smicer here. The Veronica is already on the board, getting that reset. Smicer doesn't care all too much about getting reset, still having that passive 2-turn silence, locking down one unit quite well.
I agree with you. I think if he picks this last pick, the Sonya, it's gonna be banned. He just doesn't want to lose a unit right away. The only thing that it couldn't target would be probably the Vela, and he will have to risk, the reset from the Veronica and the damage incoming from the Bella. But I think he has enough tankiness this time to try to survive.
Yeah, as long as KELIANBAO doesn't get, those huge violent procs turn 1 again, he might have enough here. But yeah, I think the Sonya has to go. I doubt Pooh's team is tanky enough to withstand that. And a very wise ban from KELIANBAO on that Water Twin Angels, because Water Twin Angels does have an attack bar boost on the skill one, meaning that it cannot be reset, right? Veronica is going to move first here, would reset the team, and then the Water Twin Angels likely would have cut in after, and could have then boosted up one of the monsters and maybe cause some problems in, the Dominic dealing damage, or Nikki getting sleeps and back into skills, or Smicer silencing something.
Very good point, Topa. I love that he went for that. The damage is crazy, and we were right. He inverted the turn order, so these two monsters are perfectly tuned, gets a proc, gets the stun, super clutch, but in the case, we still have a Velajul here that will cleanse it out. He does need some extra turns. Can he get a sleep with this Nikki? No sleep. Can he get a proc with the Vela to cleanse the unit? No proc this time for you, sir. The Smicer does get a silence, but there's so much damage coming out from KELIANBAO, and his big source of damage on Pooh's side is dead.
Yeah, that is a huge momentum swing for sure. KELIANBAO did get a violent proc on the Gapsu, so Pooh was on 27% chance to get that additional turn on all of his units. And I have to assume that all of his units weren't violent, so a bit unfortunate that he doesn't receive a single additional turn there. But ultimately, he is not out of this yet, especially with that Velajul violent proc now, looking to get a defense break here.
Yeah, very good point. I hope he goes for the greedier play this time and goes for a lot of damage with this Nikki. Gets an interesting proc. The bomb will come back again. Can he get a proc into skill 3 to deal massive damage? Yes, sir. Gets the sleep. Better than a proc. Lots of damage coming out, but doesn't manage to remove the Veronica still, Topa.
Oh, and the Bella answering right back for a proc of her own, Missing that bomb on the Bella was so crucial. That Bella otherwise would have taken a lot of damage from that bomb, as well as being stunned. Now we're looking at a Nikki that is almost back to full HP, actually.
Oh, yes, and a huge proc from the Velajul to finish off that Veronica. The interesting thing is there's 3 units right here that will keep giving attack bar to the Gapsu. So later in the game, he'll become super dangerous. But right now, I think the mission is killing this Bella, right? The high volatility, high damage unit needs to be removed from the field.
Absolutely, yeah. If this Bella drops before the Nikki does, Pooh will likely win this. If it's the other way around, KELIANBAO will likely take it home. And right now, that Nikki is looking dangerously low again. But Smicer does have an attack buff bomb here. Can he land it this time? And he does.
He does, but the proc from the Chandra kills the unit. So are we going to see the 2 damage units going down? He doesn't even go for damage on her. Right now, we know the cleanses coming out from the Gapsu are super important. Keeps going, doesn't get the silence with the Smicer. Here we go. He needs a proc. No proc. The Bella doesn't die, Topa.
Yeah, it's not enough. Even with the attack buff bomb, we just see that crazy rune quality coming out of KELIANBAO, and that violent proc again on the Chandra, guaranteeing the lethal on the Nikki. And now also with the defend on the Bella, this is going to be very difficult to kill. So at this point, yeah, you almost have to go for that removal of the defend on the Bella, because you cannot place a bomb on her, as Capsule will just be cleansing that right off.
Yeah, very good call. He went for the strip, he got it, and now this proc on Smicer is huge. He does put it on the Bella still to try to make sure it doesn't cleanse the bomb. Very good job. Can he now guarantee that this Bella is dead?
Oh, that was actually very well played there. Placing the bomb on the Bella, getting a bit lucky that it does. Oh no, that is not a good proc from Smicer. What Smicer did just there was that the Gapsu was the highest attack bar monster. It pushed back the Gapsu with his passive. The Gapsu moves after the Bella. The Bella would have moved and exploded from the bomb. But the unfortunate proc from the Smicer then pushed back the Bella.
Reduced the bar.
Made it so that the skill 1 healing pushed the Gapsu back in front of her. That is quite an unfortunate proc from the Smicer. And now this Bella is looking to be taking him out.
Yeah, the procs that kill you, man. She was dead with the bomb. You explained it super well. And the worst thing was the Gatsu also procced to cleanse the bomb on top of that. He gets one more chance with the Smicer, needs to land the bomb and the stun, does it, and he needs to survive one more time, but gets stunned by the Chandra.
And Gapsu is there to cleanse the bomb off the Bella. And at this point, oh, Smicer getting another proc, still trying to hang on, but I think this is the end of the Smicer here, as well as the end of the match.
It is a little too late, but a super close match, Topa. If it wasn't for that Smicer proc actually working against his team, that would have been amazing. Do you think this Bella Jewel is not on crit damage? I didn't see him critting a lot, actually.
Yeah, the Bella Jewel seems to be built on a tanky support build. They're just, you know, probably fast, get that immunity, get those defense breaks, maybe even the buff removals on the skill 1 that we saw. But yeah, a very, very close match there, and could have definitely gone either way, you know?
Very, very fun match. And we talked about the RNG, and this time the RNG smiled for Pooh, but it was bad for him, right? Explain a little bit slowly so people at home can really appreciate what happened there and define this match.
Right, absolutely. We saw the crucial moment there when Smicer had the opportunity to bomb the Bella, and it did so. Placed the bomb on the Bella. I think there was a defense break on it also, as well as the stun. Gapsu only removes one of these divas, so you have a 33% chance of it, or I guess a 67% chance of it not removing the bomb. And that is what happened. The bomb was not cleansed. And then the Smicer moved again, decreasing the attack bar of the Gapsu behind the Bella. So the Bella would move in front of the Gapsu, and therefore the bomb would go off, and the Bella would likely die at that point. We were pretty late in the game. Might have even been a attack bomb at that point. But then the Smicer getting an unfortunate violent proc. Man, talk about twisted luck, you know. You get a violent proc on your own side, but it's your own detriment. And that violent proc then pushed back the Bella, pushes it below the Gapsu again, and also forcing him to use the skill 1 heal, which, as we all know, gives Gapsu attack bar from his passive.
Yeah, very, very cool interaction between the monsters. And like you said, twisted luck sometimes. Twisted luck. 2-1, KELIANBAO taking this game, and now at match point, at tournament point, Legend. If he wins this one, he puts another trophy in his beautiful bookshelf full of them. But Pooh is still alive, still ready to punch, and we had a great match 3. Topa, what do you expect right now with these new pre-bans of the Bella finally getting a pre-ban and the Water Twin Angel?
Yeah, the Bella getting a lot of respect from Pooh. You know, that Bella has definitely been a thorn in his side, taking, you know, game 2 and 3 away from him. And now his back is up against the wall here. Pooh cannot afford to lose anymore. He has to win this, and he has to win the next one too if he wants to become the legend here. And KELIANBAO now opening up with the Sierra. You know, the Sierra is available. We know he loves his Sierra, and we'll see how Pooh responds. You know, definitely taking a lot of time here to think about his picks.
Sierra first pick, and now the response of the Comfort. Chandra with a cigar, the Veronica and the Nikki coming out as a quick response. Great counter, but I feel like Pooh is getting the stuff that he likes. Maybe the Vela hits the field right here, or he opts for a more aggressive pick. The Etna, very, very interesting to try to outspeed this Veronica. Do you think that possibility, exists?
I sure hope it exists. That is a 17 base speed difference between F9 and Veronica.
Mhm.
So I definitely do like this pickup from Pooh. He has given him up turn one every single game so far, and even though he did win the first game, as we mentioned, I feel like he was quite lucky to do so. So I think him now contesting this first turn is definitely the right way to go. But KELIANBAO with that 118 base speed monster of Bergil, and then the Juno in the Pontos is looking very, very strong.
Yeah, I love that. I asked for a Vela and he picks, a premium Vela, the Pontos with a speed lead to guarantee that he goes first. So I think it's going to be really difficult to play into this. And finally, the signature unit, the Fire Bake, making it back. Does that tell you that he does not? He wants to try to make this game last as long as possible, or do you think this Bake is just going to take a ban in the face?
Uh, it might. I think, if the Bayek gets banned, there's nothing that really deals with this Juno, right? There's
Mhm.
two wind units. Pontos doesn't really do any damage.
Yeah,
Chandra applies a lot of debuffs too, so
can't
it's
kill
probably
it.
just going to be healing the
Mhm.
Juno. And even with this Bayek here, this Juno is definitely going to be a thorn on Pooh's side going into this match.
Very good point. That's why I thought that it was going to get the ban, but I guess we're going to be surprised. Here we go. Turn one, lands the stun. Can the Veronica once again get the strips and the resets? Resisted on the bake. Super important. Even though the Pontos got their reset, he keeps staying there. Can this Chandra contribute with something right here? Does he risk it all? But he knows. Oh, gets a big proc.
Ooh.
Get it?
Yeah, that is a huge violent proc coming out of Chandra. We have seen all Chandras be built on violent today, and they have been
Instead
performing
of despair,
absolutely
yeah.
crazy. But again, yeah, with that huge resistance on the Fire Bayek, now probably looking to do some damage on this Bergil. But the Nick, going for the silence on the Nikki. Interesting.
Oh, interesting, but it didn't pay off because she gets
Oh
asleep
no.
on the way back. Topa, that is so dangerous. Can he control? Gets the death break. Here he goes. Damage from the Juno. Big, big damage. He needs a proc with his Pontos to bring this game back. If he doesn't proc, and he does, Caster's Curse brings it all back. The premium Valor Jewel. Here we go. Cigar trying to get the control once again on the Nikki. Gets the provoke. What a turnaround, Topa.
Wow, yeah, this is absolutely crazy again. Procs flying everywhere, stuns, sleeps, everything. It's just, they're really putting it all out on the table here this match. But yeah, that Pondo's getting a crucial violent proc to pick up that cigar off, cleansing it from the stun, and now getting that provoke on the Nikki. And this Bayek is probably going to be looking to finish the Nikki off here.
Yeah, I wouldn't risk it. I would just go for the kill. He does go greedy over here. We know what Nikki's can do. If she gets a proc on the way back, we called it. If you go greedy, you get punished.
Yep, you get punished. He gets punished harder. That is, the thing that makes the Occult Girls so very strong. They did limit the amount of additional turns they can take from that skill one, but just one additional turn, as we see, like that from one sleep, is enough to get the heal off and, turn the match up on its head once again.
Yeah, changing the game, Topa, like you called it. The Occult Girls have, a chance to proc and a chance to their innate proc. The Nikki coming in with AoE damage, cleans up 3, proving you don't leave a Nikki standing and taking the Legend Tournament. Again, KELIANBAO. Incredible.